A ballerina's perspective, from performing with New York City Ballet and Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater to publishing poetry books and mentoring kids and teens. Join us in a weekly discussion with experts to gain mental health clarity and achieve growth and moral consciousness. Give our show a 5 stars, comment, share, and come along for the ride. Welcome back to another episode of the Growth, Grace, and Gratitude podcast. Today we have Tally Koren, who has made her mark in dance music with hits like Free Will, sharing charts with Ellie Goulding and Rita Ora, while receiving support from BBC Radio to including Graham Norton. She's performed at prestigious venues including the Royal Albert Hall, MK Dons Football Stadium, and O2 Kentish Town. Tally is an international singer-songwriter soaring through the UK club charts. Her newest single, Calling You, is already electrifying the UK club scene, and her drive to create uplifting, genre-defying music connects deeply with audiences seeking purpose and joy. What a beautiful bio. Thank you so much for coming on a podcast, Tally. So excited to chat more about the art, music, and dance.
Wonderful. I'm so excited to chat with you just because we postponed it so many times because our both schedule. Calling You went to number 9 in the chart, but I'm now actually releasing Chasing Cars, which is one of the most known songs in the world by Snow Patrol, English band. It's, to my opinion, one of the most beautiful songs. And I had the guts to go and cover it and bring it my own interpretation. Already DJ love it. So hopefully it will get to the top 3. But that's the only thing. But thank you for the lovely introduction.
Yes, that's so amazing. I remember growing up, I loving this song, listening to it on the train, going to school or going to ballet. I grew up dancing ballet, and I think it's so interesting how when we're in the art of like dance or music, it feels so kind of spiritual and so moving. How did you get involved in kind of making this your purpose and your passion?
So it's amazing that how, we connected one to each other without knowing even, beside the spirituality that probably connects us, is that I was a ballerina as a child. I was dancing. That was what I loved to do the most, dancing, but also singing. One of the things that I always say to when I do podcasts and to parents that might hear me, or young people, that it's mistake, nothing is mistake because we just learn from it, but I always recommend focus on one thing. And I was going from dance class, singing, painting, swimming, running. But when something is burning in your soul, you choose it to be your life purpose and activity. But dancing was something I love doing because I love music so much. And as a 2 years old, 3 years old, something like this, I don't have any memories, only some bad ones, but a good one is me putting Chopin. Don't know how I did it because there was no mobiles, but obviously I had Chopin Concerto number 2, or 1 actually, and I was imagining dancing it from, waking up and dancing it. So it's something that was from very young age.
That's so beautiful. Yeah, I love how usually people who are creatives, they tend to start early on because their soul is already kind of open to receiving, open to expressing. If you're ready to shake off that daily stress, come join us for online beginner, adult, ballet, and yoga classes each week to connect with the flow of movement and the art of ballet into perfect synergy. Come as you are and learn to love your body a little bit more and gain strength and flexibility with each class. All are welcome. Sign up at balletartsmovement@gmail.com. First class free. Televital supports focus, energy, immunity, sleep, recovery, and resilience. Start feeling better today on a cellular level with zeolite, super green juice, micronutrient gut support, and more. Get over 50% off your first order for TeloVital. Link in the description of the podcast. And there's such a unique way when we connect dance and music into song. I think it's so inspiring. And what makes you gravitate towards one song rather than another? Like you're doing right now a remix for Chasing Cars. What gravitated you so much to this song?
Sometimes it's just one line. I'm dyslexic, so I'm not always know the lyric or care. Of course I care, but it's the sound and the one line. And with Chasing Car, I love that line, would you lie with me and just forget the world? So I took that line. I mean, it's amazing lyric with so much more, but that's what I was focused also in my remixes, because I love, as a dancer, I love the dreaminess. I love the yeah, go to another world, which that's what dance do. Oh, and by the way, I do have ballerina dancers also. As I love painting, I painted Degas ballerinas.
Oh,
So yes, if you allow me later, I will just go and show it. But so it's one line, one sound, and this is what music, and I think that's what the audience connect to, because I can see that sometimes they have such a deep lyric, but people just like one line. Like my song that was on the BBC, and I'm going to do a remix, had only one line. The only thing that holds you back is you. Such a powerful line that someone else wrote it, but it was 4 pages poem, and I was like, I don't want to look at it, but I didn't delete it. And then one day I looked at it and I found that line, and it made me compose a song and turn it to, a success. So yes, that's it's one line.
that's beautiful. Yeah, that's super amazing how we are inspired by certain things or tones or melodies or rhythms or even like you said one word one sentence lyrics. And even people who do cover songs, some of them are so moving, even you can feel like their soul is connecting to the song so much. So it is so true that it doesn't matter if it's your song or you're covering a song. Sometimes the connection or the resonance is so deep that it aligns perfectly in that moment, and that's what offers healing and unity for the public. So that's the whole point, right?
Absolutely, but there are certain songs. I was just thinking, I cannot sing the Rolling Stone, the rock and roll people, because I won't connect emotionally with that. And I think it's all about connecting emotionally with the lyric, but also with the overall melody, because lyric and the music has a very strong connection. I really believe in the bond. When you have good lyric, you have a good melody. When you have good melody, you can write a good lyric.
Yes, that's 100% so true. And when it comes to writing your songs, what is your inspiration to coming up with your lyrics? And do you write all of your own lyrics when you create music?
So no, I write. For me, the composing the music is easier, because it just comes in flow. Writing the lyric, I'm very specific. So if it's spirituality, so it's a lot of things to encourage people to keep going, to flow, to believe in life, to find the beauty inside them. So a lot of those lyrics in my songs, like My River, Raindrops Keep Falling, they're all, or Keep Going, they're all about that message that I assume that's something you're doing in your life, delivering that message to people. Saying that, I love many times to get lyrics of after. So for a long time, I invested in poetry competitions for adults, for children with a theme of peace. I open poetry competition in schools, and it was all for getting the imagination of other people and being able to compose it. So I have like magical powers written by 13 years old, amazing song, which I perform at the Royal Albert Hall. And it's all children that are still pure and have that magic.
That's so beautiful. ClickFunnels easily build any type of online business and sales funnel in record time, no matter what your product, service, or niche, without any tech design or experience whatsoever. Try the ClickFunnels 14-day free trial, link in the description of the podcast. Sanger Daniel's online seminar promoting a positive message of self-healing with bioenergy work together with live seminars and remote coaching. Use code BIO20 for a 20% discount for our audience. Link in the description of the podcast. Yes, I started also performing for kids and even tutoring younger children and teens, and then kind of gathering them and performing in local areas like museums and libraries. I think it's so beautiful to involve kids in something so artistic and creative early on so they can start to see how their soul is able to kind of like transcend the physicality and integrate different forms of energy towards the arts. It's super healing. And when kids get a chance to experience that and live it, I think it also helps to catapult their own mission, their own purpose and passion.
I totally agree with that. It's so important to start from young age and to focus on what you really want, and not like me, that I was going from ballet to dancing to swimming to running to painting. That was my childhood.
I think
To
that's also
focus.
I think it's also really amazing too though because you're if you're lucky enough to try new things and to kind of see which ones you like and don't, it's also a privilege. It's also such a gift to experiment and explore in these ways too. So it is a plus.
Yes, yes, there is plus in everything. There is plus, and in a way, yes, that's what created me. I still paint, dance. I use the movement in my videos or performance, and the remixes is because I love dancing. But there is difference between ballet dancing and and pop or electronic, but still that's why I love the ballet. I love that mood. It's something, yeah, that
Yes,
is
100%. The
deep in my
ballet.
soul.
Yes, a lot of people who love the ballet or even just going to watch it, they always say how it's so meditative because you're able to kind of watch dance and also hear the orchestra music. That synergy creates such a beautiful experience for sure. That's why so many people keep loving the ballet. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful art.
Yeah.
And by the way, today is National Mentoring Day, which is very cool. I think it's so nice when we talk about our mentors and also just to remind ourselves, are we able to be mentors to other people? Like I remember growing up in dance, we had a beautiful teacher at the School of American Ballet, Madame Dudon, and she was like one of the oldest Russian teachers there. And she was like always holding a stick and helping to like point out our feet with the stick. And almost it was like not so many words, but just kind of giving us the support and guidance through her own movements and grace and presence and elegance, which I just love so much. So, when it comes to your favorite mentors, or maybe if you were a mentor to somebody, talk a little bit about the importance of mentorship in the
Oh,
art.
well, it's amazing that it's fallen in that day. Actually, I would love to share something very important, because when I understood that you're dealing with dancing, I found that diploma, or let's say something I got from my favorite mentor, my ballet teacher, at the age, I think, of 7, 8, 9. So the two big things that she gave me in my life, first of all, it's the belief, because there was like a big performance in a big hall of all end of the year. So I was, let's say, in the second year. Someone from the third year was ill, and she was stuck without a ballerina. And she suddenly said, "Can you go and dance with a group, improvise?" My parents were there, their friends, and I just went there and danced. I love improvising anyway. So that was one of my highlight of my childhood, having the teacher believe in me. Saying that, where is the mentoring? How she spotted me so well, the good things, but also the bad things that hold me back for years are written in this page. And I will just share because only a few lines. So obviously, all the marks were music 10, how I dance 10, coordination 10, fastness 10. But then she said, the student is so talented with absolutely brilliant performance, clean lines, and possible for a high technique. PT, that's the important one, PT that she didn't put effort, more effort through all the years, something that would bring her much higher. Because when you study, you need patience. You need patience. It's not enough talent. You need to be also motivated, go and succeed. And this is just like the most amazing thing because, I write my songs on piano and I play the piano, but the same thing, I am not practicing enough. Not practicing enough. And my late husband was a mentor. Bless him. He was a very successful coach actors, footballers, business people, and even me. And all what he wanted from me is to practice. He said, talent is not enough. So this is the main message. Yes, have a mentor. And I'm doing it now through the podcast, through many videos and sharing with the world. And now I'm practicing. I'm in a stage that I have two pianos at home. And the local church allows me to practice. And I said, right, no more excuses. So that's it.
Beautiful. That's so lovely. Thank you so much for sharing and reading that. What a beautiful gift it is to see kind of like the work you're doing as a child. I think it's so nostalgic. I love going through my old like school books and seeing the messages from teachers. I think it's so great for children to have something to look back at and to remember like, wow, I worked hard as a kid. I tried my best. I tried to persevere. I think it's a wonderful message because sometimes when we become adults, we forget our own work ethic as children. We forget how much we put into something, and sometimes we need to be remembered and reminded to our own work ethic and to reconnect back to that, as we sometimes lose that when we go through different things and traumas or different life experiences. It's a great grounding force, so it's so beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's very important to remind ourselves, to remind the child in us all the time, to get to that place.
Unlock your best life with Soul app. Book a holistic wellness experience with a trained guide and start changing your life today with compassion practices, inner healing, food and diet, and so much more. Tap into a healthier and happier life with the #1 purposeful living app in the US, the Soul app, link in the description of the podcast. Podpitch is the first and only software that finds, writes, and sends pitches to podcast hosts from your actual email address. Podpitch will make sure you get podcast bookings, guaranteed. Link in the description of the podcast. 100%, yes. And when it comes to your own lessons on resilience, or whether it's like rejection, when people go through these, hard lessons, what advice would you give to people who want to go for their dreams, but they feel maybe a lack of self-esteem, or maybe they feel like, what if I fail, and what if I just get so many no's?
Yeah, I mean, I'm the queen of rejections and resilience, I think. But what I've learned, and obviously now that I'm in such a good place with myself, although I haven't achieved yet, to my opinion, I'm only 30% of my potential. So, so first of all, understand number one, there is no rejections. There is no rejections. When you contact someone and he doesn't want you or doesn't answer, but let's say doesn't want, it's because you're not the right person for him at this moment. Or maybe forever, because if he's the manager of the Rolling Stone, I will not talk to him. My soul will not. But there are so many people that just hear me open my mouth and the emotion, and they will just say, oh wow, people compare me to the biggest singers in the world, but not the Rolling Stones, that they are very good. But so no rejection. You're just not the right person. You're not the right sound. You're not in tune with what they are looking for. That's number one advice. And it's also in dating, it's also in other things, jobs. So it's not only in music, everything. If it doesn't go, it's just you're not in tune. And I know it because I hire many people to work for me. And they're just not right. They can be very talented, but they're just not right as a designers, as a singers, as musicians. They just don't have what I'm looking for. So it's not personal, number one. Number two, every rejection or bad experience, I'm immediately turning to something positive. That's my brand. Minus into plus, create light. Koren mean light. And why is that? Because again, if it's a rejection, so it can cause you. So if we take the first answer, right? The first answer, I'm not in tune with that person. It will lead me to find and focus to research for people that might be in tune with what I do. So that's number one. Number two, it will make me become better. Okay, I was rejected. Maybe I could have done it better. Number three, believe in yourself. Because when you believe in yourself, then you know that you project it. You project it, and then people will love what you do anyway. So these are the three key things.
And these are the most beautiful things. You explain that so well. And I think what a wonderful lesson to give to somebody, because I think so often it's also generational trauma. People are taught, if you're rejected, this is horrendous. This is something like a huge failure. But it's a great distinction you made. It's not an alignment. So when we are spiritual beings, my podcast is all about spirituality, empaths, going towards your purpose and path and your destiny. It's all about alignment. And the more people start to understand and awaken to that concept, they start to see how valuable they are, and that it's true. Every rejection is a kind of soulful redirection into a specific timeline that's beneficial to your own soul growth. So yes, it's so beautiful to understand that distinction, also to kind of experience it and be like, oh, try to get rejected, try to kind of explore and see how that happens, see how it makes you feel, because you'll start to realize, like, oh, okay, I'm not aligned there. That should become a little obvious over time, that people can seem like, oh, rejection might mean that I have to focus on something else, and maybe my value is going deeper into a new theme that hasn't even been brought out before. So you learn
Yeah.
about yourself as well.
I love the way you put it. The word alignment was missing in my vocabulary. That's I wrote in tune that it's, in instrument. We are instrument here, and we need to be in tune. But I like the word alignment much more.
Yes, 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 so true. Attunement is a huge component to rebalancing, recentering. I think we're all craving to be aligned, and I think sometimes it's so hard to understand what our alignments are when we're chasing for something only external and not kind of
Exactly,
right, like not
exactly.
tuning into like our gifts or what we're good at. Sometimes we want to follow the crowd, we want to follow what's popular, but what if our gifts are something totally brand new and unique, but it takes courage and bravery and transparency to be that authentic, to put it out there and be like, oh, okay, this is who I am, and it's okay if somebody doesn't like it, because I'm not trying to fulfill somebody's expectations of me.
This is the story of my life in a way. And when I started, just when I started at a very late age, I played my father a beautiful, my first composition that I haven't released it yet. It's just so beautiful, but very deep, and it's called Pain, or something about pain. So my father said to me, "Why do you want to be a singer? You cannot sing like Celine Dion." And that was his welcome for me, his blessings to me. It was nice because I saw him a month ago. I sat with him. He's an old man, and I told him, "You know what you've done to me?" So it was nice to kind of close the cycle and being able to say to him with love.
Yes, yes, yeah, exactly. It's like sometimes people don't see the layers of opportunity and also the layers of soul growth. There are so many
Exactly.
different genres and different venues for us to go into. And I think that's like the first step when deciding what you want to do and how you want to sing or perform or create. It's kind of like look deeply into your own sphere and create, co-create. So I think, yeah,
Absolutely.
you've done such beautiful work to kind of carve out that pathway that's so unique to you and so representing of your own natural abilities. So it's amazing.
Yeah, I feel that's why I have this inner happiness. And my father always asked me, "Why are you so happy? Why are you so happy?" People cannot understand that concept. They need all the time happiness, equal result from outside. And as I said, I'm only 30% to my, although I've done very well, I'm only 30% of my potential. So, but I'm still very happy because I do what I love. And now I see how lucky I am that I wasn't signed by record label. It's not that I didn't have offers. I had a lot of offers, but I just didn't feel it's right for me to sign a deal. And I understand why.
Exactly. It kind of gives you more wings, gives you more freedom. You are more sovereign in creating how you want to create, when and what pace. It's very amazing to have that gift and opportunity kind of at your own terms, which is really
Yes,
amazing.
definitely.
And when it comes to music, what are your three words that you feel music gives to your soul?
Life, feeling. Yeah, the music is the bridge between living our life and our soul. It's the bridge and of the emotions. So we have life, we have music, and to get into the emotions so we can live, we can really live, we have the music bringing it to us.
Wow, that is so beautiful. I love that.
I just, I never was asked that lovely question. I will polish my answer next time, but that's what I meant.
And what a
It's
beautiful
nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm going to write. You can quote on the page. Uh, Music is the bridge between our soul to being alive or feel alive. Yeah, I will
exactly.
polish that line. I will polish it.
Yes, yes, so amazing. I love that. And where can people connect with you to see your music and your content?
Yeah, I would love people to connect with me, especially your audience that they are more spiritual, more awakened, are into growth, make something of your life. So I'm on all the platforms in the same way, which is Tally Koren, TALLYKOREN. You can see it because I'm tagged to your podcast. And I'm inviting you, if you like what I said, to send me a message. I always like to know who are the people that listens to my music, give them advice, and make them as friends. We're all one at the end of the day.
Amen. Yes, 100% agreed. Well, thank you so much, Tally, for coming on the podcast. What a gift to share your presence, your gift of and love of music. I'm sure our audience is going to enjoy learning more about your story and also the gift of possibility when it comes to expressing the soul and to keep reaching beyond that 30% potential.
Exactly. I love it. Thank you for having me and giving me the opportunity.